15 now on the Fox 35 Money Watch. Living within your means is the best way to make sure you are financially stable, period. For some, though, it's harder than it sounds. Joe Bert is here from Certified Financial with the first of a two-part interview on making sure you are in good shape with your money. Happy Easter, Joe.
Same to you, Tom.
Thanks for coming in on this holiday. So let's dive right in. First of all, you are not living within your means if, one, you could not survive financially without your job's income for at least 6 months. This sounds, when you first think about it, like, wow, how could I do that?
Well, you need an emergency fund. And if you don't have that emergency fund, what happens is you start putting it on the credit card. And then you put it on the credit card, and then you can't pay off the credit card, and it's a downward cycle. So the first thing you need to do is have that piggy bank with at least 3 months, ideally 6 months, but 3 months as a minimum of emergency money that you have set aside. And you don't want to invest this money. This money, we don't want to put it in the market, so to speak. Have it somewhere where it's safe, where you know it'll always be there. You're not going to make any money on it. It's not going to get you rich, but it'll keep the bottom from falling out if you run into hard times.
And this is one that I had never thought about till I got married, and then my wife, who is much wiser than I financially, we started doing this right from the get-go when we got married. I think we got up to about a year.
That's great.
Through the years.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I tell you, it's
you're way above average.
You have a safer feeling when you have that. I'll tell you that.
Sure.
All right, number two, you are not living within your means if you're saving less than 10% of your pay.
Yeah, this is the biggest thing I think our country is going to face. We've got a retirement crisis. You know, we had the housing crisis. The baby boomers are coming through now, and they're facing retirement. Not enough savings. You need to pay yourself first. If you don't pay yourself first, it's not going to be there. People think Social Security is going to do it. Social Security, as we say time and time again, is a safety net. It's not a retirement plan. Pay yourself first and try to focus on at least saving 10%.
Tell you, if there's one thing I've learned from talking to you every week, that's the one thing you always preach.
That's
pay
critical.
yourself first.
That's right.
All right, you're not living within your means if your mortgage payment is more than 1 week's salary.
Right. Well, this goes back to when we were buying those big houses, the McMansions, you know, and people were loading up. Yeah, you want to not have your housing cost 25 to 35% of your family's income should go to housing. Anything more than that, it could be a recipe for disaster.
And if somebody tries to talk you into more than that, you should probably walk away.
You don't need it.
Yeah, all right. You are not living within your means if your credit card balance has remained the same for the past year. Now, this, I would imagine, is paying that minimum payment.
You're paying the minimum payment, and the problem with just paying the minimum payment, you have the high interest rates generally. It'll take you up to 20 years to pay off that credit card if you're just making the minimum payment. So that's a good indication if you're just treading water.
So is there a rule, a hard, fast rule for how much of that balance you should be paying?
As much as you possibly can. You want to get those high interest rate credit cards off your back. The sooner you can do that, the better off you'll be.
All right, and next week, 4 more tips to make sure you are living within your means. We'll see you next time.
All right, Tom.
All right.